I'm going to make a prediction for 2025 on what happens with the revamped and new version of the Pac-12. We learned this fall that Washington State and Oregon State will team with San Diego State, Boise State, Fresno State, Colorado State, Utah State, and Gonzaga in basketball. The league still needs at least one more football playing member. They'll announce that presumably at some point in the first half of 2025. So here's what I'm theorizing, because they haven't announced a TV deal. But the more time I consume on this, and I've spent a lot of time on it. I don't know if anyone spent more time on it, truthfully, than I have. And I've read all the reporting and I've followed all the sourcing, and nobody, follows realignment closer than I do. And I ultimately think the media deal looks like this. I think either an ESPN or a Fox get involved. I really do. And you're thinking to yourself, well, hold on, ESPN or Fox, they kind of turn the cold shoulder to the old Pac-12. Why would they get involved with the new Pac-12? Here's what I think. I think there's a premium for that late TV window content at 10:30 Eastern start time, at 10:30 p.m. Eastern start time, 7:30 Pacific. ESPN and Fox both have some of it. Fox added USC and UCLA to get some of that, Pacific start time in there. ESPN with the Big 12 has BYU, but they used to have more. They used to have Oregon State and Washington State, and they don't have San Diego State and Boise State and so on and so forth. So I think either an ESPN or a Fox gets involved because they covet that TV window. I think there will also be a streamer. I wouldn't be shocked if either Apple TV, remember they had an offer for the old Pac-12 before it fell apart, Apple TV or Netflix or whom else? Amazon got involved. I think one of those three gets involved along with either an ESPN or a Fox. And then I wouldn't be shocked if there was a third-party rights holder as well. Maybe a Turner, maybe CBS, Sports Network, someone else, all right? Someone we're not necessarily thinking about or talking about. People have theorized on Turner. But I think ultimately you're going to get two or three primary rights holders, ESPN or Fox, along with the streamer. And then I also believe this. I think the Pac-12 at the end of the day is adding two or more football playing teams. I don't think it's going to be one. I think it's going to be two, and here's why. Because they have 7 football playing members right now. 7, not 8. And if they get to 8, that means the 8 teams play the other 7 teams for conference games. But that leaves 5 non-conference games, which is a lot. There's no conference in the FBS that's playing 5 non-conference games. All of them are playing 4 or fewer non-conference games, which is ultimately why I think they get to 9 football playing members and 10-plus basketball playing members because of Gonzaga. And I think what's most likely is they circle back to some of these members currently in the American Athletic Conference. I don't know what combination, but the Memphises, the Tulanes, the South Floridas, the UTSAs, University of Texas, San Antonio. And if it's not one or multiple of those schools, I do think there's a couple of other options. Texas State, North Texas. It likely makes sense to get into the state of Texas. But I think it's 2+ schools. I don't think the AAC schools are completely outside the realm of possibility, even though the speculation was they said no initially a few months ago. I think they'll circle back once they have the TV deal. I don't know about UNLV. That seems far-fetched to me. They kind of doubled down in the Mountain West, but I think it'll be some combination of AAC schools or North Texas or Texas State. I think there'll be multiple additions. I think we'll get that TV deal announced at some point in the first half of 2025.